The Flash 1 Minute War is a 7-part or 7-issue event. I've already reviewed the last 4 issues. We're going to be reviewing issue number 5. I will be, again, the review for these are the story, what's going on in the issue, the part of this 7-part event. And then I'll be breaking down the issue, giving my thoughts on it, my rating on it. So if you can't afford the comic, watch my review portion of the videos so you can see what's going on in the comic. If you want my full-on opinion about the issue, skip ahead to discussion, which are timestamps on all these videos now. And then when I'm done with part 7, which I'm hoping will be by tomorrow night, Tuesday night, before the Flash 909 airs Wednesday night, that we will wrap up all 7 parts. And then I'm hoping by Saturday, this upcoming weekend, that we will have all 7 issue reviews in one giant video. Probably like 30 minutes. So that way, if you want to see, the entire 1 Minute War story lined up, what's going on in all these issues, you can do that. Instead of having to hop between 7 different videos. But really quick, thank you for all the support on this. A lot of you subscribe for CW Flash content, a lot subscribe for other type of content. But seeing that the last 5 videos I've done on this, 4 I guess on this, have done pretty much equal to the other Flash content I've done. To me, it kind of shows that it is showing that I can do content outside the CW show and it still kind of do well. It's not amazing, but it's the numbers that I get. 100 views, a little bit more, I'm satisfied with that. Seeing that you guys are watching that content means a lot to me. So thank you. I appreciate it. And let's hop into issue number 5, part 5, Like Father, Like Daughter. It opened up with following Wally's death. Wally died at the end of part 4. Goes to Ira, who was Wally and Linda's daughter, who has super speed, at the home base where the speedsters and heroes are at. Or, sorry, not speedsters, the heroes are at. Not the speedsters, they're at the fraction base. And Miss Murder and the Hounds are there, and she mentions how Jay's been stabbed and her father, Wally, is dead. The Hounds got to Superman, and he slowly moves his hands to grab their tails, which is kind of hilarious. And then Miss Murder tries to get info from Ira's mind. She keeps calling Jai's name. Jai ended up moving with his powers, and it ended up ripping the dog's tail because Superman was holding on to the tail. And then Jai can turn his speed force into super strength, which is how he was able to do all that, making him super strong. So Ira grabs Jai and throws him, reminder he's frozen, at Miss Murder and her hounds, knocking them all out. Linda is then grieving Wally and Jesse. They're at the fraction base, and Jesse tries to get Linda in the room, reminding Linda of that she's pregnant and can't afford to lose the baby. Barry watches from a distance as Admiral Val catches Jay, Max, Wallace, and Bart. The ground starts rumbling like thunder as Ira arrives and uses Jai, who's frozen, to get rid of the forces surrounding Max, Bart, and Wallace, and said she wants to be called Thunderheart. Jesse and Linda, which kind of remind me of Ironheart, but whatever. Jesse and Linda are loaded into a transport, which the driver is a prisoner that they saved that's there to save them. So it was a full setup, which worked entirely. Ira destroys more Jess and gets up to Barry, as he tells Irie that Wally's dead, but Wally's death was not in vain, and it managed to give them an opening to win this war and to possibly end it before it even starts, which we'll talk about more in a minute. Irie speeds off with Jai, but the fraction move back into their base, locking the walls with Jay. So Jay's with them, and he's stabbed at this point. Irie attacks the wall repeatedly to try to get in, to force herself in, but Linda stops her because she can't. Jay gets tortured by Admiral Val, who wants to know where their base is. Jay tells Val he's a lightweight, that Val's a lightweight, considering the last time Jay was captured, his capture hit him so hard his molars came out, and that Val is not even doing half of that, or even a fraction of that. Miss Murder returns with coordinates for the Speedster's base, or Mr. Terrific's base. Val orders his men to attack it and kill anyone that gets in their way if they're not going to cooperate. Val says Jay's to stay to be tested on and become an experiment by the Dr. Zare, the alien doctor they have. Barry's speed draws a plan on the whiteboard. The heroes know Val knows about their base, Mr. Terrific's home base, so they start moving, but all their friends that were at Mr. Terrific's base are now captured. Again, Barry knows how to not only end the war, but also make sure it never even happened. which I'm assuming time travel. Jay's with the fractionless alien doctor that said Jay's in good shape for a man his age, eager to see what he's made of. And then Jay had a tooth loose from when Vel attacked him, and he spit it out at super speed, and it ended up killing the alien doctor. I thought a part of me found it funny, but then the part of me found that's badass. Like, can you imagine spitting a tooth out at super speed and it killing an alien doctor that's nearly killing you? That's kind of badass. Like, what? But anyways, Jay gets out because as the alien's dying, he had lasers that's going to shoot at Jay and ended up cutting the cuffs off of Jay. He gets free, grabs an alien laser gun, and just gets ready to fight back, and it ends war. Ends there. This is amazing, 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 amazing issue. It explained, most of what we needed to know, like Part 4 did. It connected more to Irie, which I think is what was needed for this event. At least in this part, especially like Fire Like Daughter. Following Wally's death, you would expect his family to be heavily involved in this, and they were. Linda was grieving, but she couldn't at the time, or she was, but Jesse was trying to get her to stop. And, Jai being of use here, even though he can't move at super speed, same with Superman. He can move at super speed, but he still helped in some way, which is really cool to see. Jay, the whole story with Jay that I just wrapped up on, was a really cool arc that they did. I'm glad we're still getting Miss Murder. I think that, obviously she's one of the big bads in this whole arc. But the fact that she is still a big role was something that I was not expecting. Barry taking the main lead is another thing that I pointed out that I love seeing. Don't get me wrong, I love Wally, but Barry's my Flash and will always be my Flash. So seeing Barry taking the lead here and saying, hey, I have a plan to end this war with you and Stark, which again, as I said already, I'm assuming is time travel, because there's no way in hell it's not. Because I mentioned in the past 4 issues, in the first issue, the entire downtown Central City got wiped out. It's no more. Hundreds of thousands of people died through that. So they can't just bring them all back through some random BS. It needs to be through time travel. Unless there's going to be some other way to do it, but the best way to do it is through time travel. I think that's what Barry's leading into. And I do wonder if Flashpoint will be brought up, because if I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but this Barry has created Flashpoint before. If I'm wrong and you know this like era of comics that this Flash is coming from, let me know in the comments down below if he has created Flashpoint or not. I believe he has. I could be wrong. Because this is like a whole different era of the Flash that we're dealing with in these type of comics. It's not like connected like New 52 and everything else, as far as I'm aware. Could be wrong. But as far as I'm aware, this Barry has created Flashpoint. So I do wonder if that's going to be mentioned, which I think would be a cool mention. Because if for this time travel, you think someone would bring it up, right? Like, hey, you created Flashpoint. Well, let's not do that now. Although they kind of need to if they want to bring all those people back, plus Wally. Assuming he doesn't come back, which I don't know if he does. But I think that's the way that they can do it, And also a reminder that this is only 5 seconds into the war. Right? Like, to everyone else, it's been like 5 seconds. To them, it's been like, what, a week? So, it's a really cool thing that I honestly forgot till I was reading the issue. But, this is all taking place for a span of like 7 seconds. To us. To them, to Barry and Jay and, all the speedsters and the Fraction and Vel and Miss Murder, it's taking place over a course of several days, several weeks for them. And it's again, I think it's one of, if not the best Flash arcs that's ever been done. Ever. Across live action, the comics, animation, anything. And I was literally thinking the other day, wouldn't it be cool to see this arc in live action? Have Grant as a Flash, bring in a Wally, Ginger Wally as a Flash, bring in Kenan as Kid Flash, bring in John Bishop as Jay Garrick, bring back Violet as Jesse Quick, and bring in Jordan Fisher as Bart Impulse, and can bring in XS, can bring in, Linda and Wally, have them connected, or CW's Wally. Wouldn't that be cool to see? I'd love to see this arc in live action one day. It won't happen, but it'd be cool to see. But this issue, I would have to give easily like a 9 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10, because I gave the other like 4, like a 9 out of 10. Last time I gave an 8. I keep wanting to say 901. I don't know. This isn't the CW show. Issue 1, issue 2, I gave a 9 out of 10. So this one's a 9.5 out of 10. Not only because there were like any issues with it, I do kind of wish that we got more of like a fight going on. But the whole Jay thing at the end was just like so cool. Like, I loved that. Like, I don't know. I really love the idea of Jay just like spinning a 2,000 speed and it managed killing something. That's hilarious. But it's also so cool too. Like, how'd they come up with that? They're like, yeah, he's gonna have a tooth loose, but he's gonna spit out super speed and kill an alien. Like, who does that? No one's been able to do that besides Jay. Like, only Jay could do that too. Like, so I'm very happy with that. But yeah, I think that's our video. Have a good day. Have a good night. Stay safe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.